Out to the legal landscape, our legal analyst, attorney Dan Adams, joins us every Monday breaking down the biggest cases happening across Wisconsin and the country. Good morning, Dan. Before Trump moves into the White House next month, a source close to President Biden says he is discussing possible preemptive pardons for people who may be targeted by the Trump administration. Can presidents give preemptive pardons to those that might come into investigative scrutiny by the incoming administration?
Sure, Zoe. Well, the presidential pardon power is really unfettered. It's found in Article 2 of the Constitution, and there's no separation of powers. There's no check on this power, unlike other presidential powers. And so it allows the president to get rid of basically any federal crime or liability for someone. And there's a usual process for this. There's a pardon attorney who works on behalf of looking at all of the applications for people who have been convicted of crimes, who go through the entire criminal justice system and makes a recommendation to the president. But here we have an unusual situation where President Biden is being asked to consider prospective or really kind of pre-pardons for things that have not resulted in a criminal case yet. And in fact, part of his pardon of his own son, Hunter, was one of these prospective pardons, which is to say you are relieved of any liability for something that may have happened during this time period. And so what some of his allies are saying is like, give me a pre-pardon for things that I did in your service. And so that we don't have an administration coming in using the Department of Justice to investigate or criminally prosecute them for things that they did in the service of President Biden. And so this has happened before only one time when Gerald Ford pardoned President Nixon after the latter's resignation. He did one of these prospective pardons. There was no case yet, but he said anything that he may have done during this time period, it can't be held criminally against him. So there is precedent for it. And it'll be interesting to see whether President Biden uses this power in the coming weeks.
Yeah, and so singer and rapper Drake is seeking to start litigation against his own record company relating to a diss track by fellow label mate Kendrick Lamar. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so this is really an unusual. He actually has not filed a civil complaint yet. He's filed two petitions asking the courts to approve discovery into Universal Music Group. He's basically saying that the diss track, Not Like Us, which has been wildly successful over this last summer, was artificially pumped up. Streams were purchased. Radio stations were given pay to play to pump up this diss track, and that was illegal, according to Drake. It's a really novel theory. He's also kind of riding on the idea that this diss track was defamatory. You know, anybody who knows anything about hip hop knows that diss tracks have been around since the beginning of the genre. And for him to look for legal help in this diss battle is kind of pathetic. And it's expected that this case will go really nowhere in the future.
Definitely two interesting topics that we'll see unfold in the coming weeks, even year. Thank you so much, Dan. We'll see you next Monday for more of The Legal Landscape.